Need for Speed ProStreet. It is EA's 11th installment in the Need for Speed series after the 2006 release of Need for Speed Carbon. This game was released on November 14th, 2007, which happens to be when this video was published and its 15th anniversary. It was released for the Sony PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, Microsoft Xbox 360, PC, and Nintendo Wii. It was also later ported for mobile, Nintendo DS, and the Sony PlayStation Portable after its initial release. In this video, I played through the entire game on a PS2 emulator and give my thoughts on what this game was like. I'm TRIZE, and this is Need for Speed ProStreet for the PS2 15 years later. When starting up a brand new career, we see all the kings on the far right and the events that you join in if you progress, such as Battle Machine, React Team Sessions, and Super Promotion. You start off at the very beginning as the one and only, the protagonist of the game, Ryan Cooper, in the Nissan 240SX. Before getting an invite to Battle Machine, the very first event in the game, you start off the Nissan at Chicago Airfield at one of the main racetracks in the game in a grip race. What's kind of funny on a side note, if you have played this on the PS3, Xbox 360, or on PC, you get much better graphics compared to PS2 to Nintendo Wii. And not only that, sometimes in some grip races, you have a Group B and a Group A class, making up a total of 8 different cars you can race from. On the back then, the current gen version of the game, like the PS2 Nintendo Wii, you only get 4 cars no matter what, and a reduced graphic quality for everything. And as Ryan Cooper does his thing in grip races, drag races, drifts, and all that good stuff in that 240, we later get to see Ryo Watanabe, which is the Showdown King which you face off later in the game. I mean, look at this dude doing freaking donuts in that Lancer Ava. I mean, come on, look at him. He's definitely a Showdown King, am I right? And as we load into the game to start off our first race, you're gonna see all this stuff in the cutscene, but when we jump in the game, you'll see why there's a big quality difference from the next-gen consoles back in the day versus the current-gen consoles from its heyday. Exactly, you do not have the starter girl in the beginning waving the flag or all that good stuff, or the crowd, all 8 cars, none of that whatsoever. And what's kind of interesting, I haven't really found this out with the PC, Xbox, or PS3 release of Need for Speed ProStreet, is that on the current gen consoles at the time, like this PS2, you could see a wind chill effect as soon as you go fast, like around 50 miles an hour. That's where you start seeing the wind chill effect come onto the back of the car. And for this car sound off the Nissan 240SX, if I'm right, this sound was basically copy and pasted over from the Need for Speed Underground days, including Need for Speed Most Wanted and Need for Speed Carbon. A majority of these car sounds were basically imported from, I believe, the first or the second Need for Speed Underground, and then basically ported over to this game before the PS2 in terms of development for EA's Need for Speed franchises were phased out in favor of the next-gen consoles. So after winning the event, the PA announcer gets up my nuts and yells, "Hey, look at that, Ryan Cooper won! Look at that, this dude is a freaking god!"
Your hands together.
And then Ryo Watanabe talks trash saying, "Oh yeah, Cooper, Cooper's trash. You know, he's not proven, you know?"
He did not look pretty behind the wheel.
So we see we got the Ryan Cooper name on the bottom. He gives me the stank eye and just does a burnout right in my face and tells me to say, "Get off my hood." So after that, the prologue is complete and we are invited to Battle Machine, which is our first major event of the game.
No need to bring your whip. Battle Machine is providing all of them. Just don't ask where they got them. You know what I'm saying?
Did you steal these from the dealership or from frickin' Botswana? In my first grip race, we go against the Golf GTI in Nevada, and give you a sound of this engine here. Why does it sound like someone's audaciously trying to beat a bass drum to death? So doing all my Ryan Cooper black magic, I beat the guys by a whopping 17 seconds and take the win of my very first grip race in Battle Machine. on top of breaking a track record, which is basically the norm of this game. Starting off with the drag races, I decided to pick the Honda Civic versus the Cobalt SS, which I later do in the second drag race in this session. So we start off with the Honda Civic, the EK platform of the Honda, just basically doing VTEC stuff, doing burnouts, which I'm pretty good at getting burnouts if I get in max grip. Which my very first drag race, I do get a back grip, which basically gives you all traction as possible for a good launch and basically a good run for this quarter-mile stretch. So as I do VTEC stuff, I launch the DOS, upshifting pretty slowly, cycle through all the gears, we kill the Cobalt SS by a mile. And also, that here saw gives me a lot of memories. Just after you win a drag race, just you know it, cause we're this and that. It's like it only plays that song no matter what after you win a drag race. And second of all, how the hell do you lose by, like, what, 8 or 10 seconds on a drag strip when we both got either the same cars or a Chevy Cobalt tuned to be 218 horsepower compared to my car? So I decided to ante things up by taking the Cobalt SS, which is basically the replacement for the Chevy Cruze later down the road. Basically the predecessor to the Chevy Cruze, if I clarify myself. I mean, the Cobalt, in terms of, like, body style, I mean, it looks alright, even though they later got into a lawsuit of General Motors with the faulty ignition switches, which this vehicle was involved back in the day. I mean, they're alright cars, even though the coupe version I kind of like a little better than the big-ass taillights off of the sedan version. And compared to the Civic, we get a similar drag time, around a 1250, basically a 12-second car, just like the Civic. And after doing both of those drag races and the grip race, we break another track record and dominate Battle Machine. And got $10,000 of cash. Dubs in the chat, boys. For my first ever car, we're gonna pick the Cobalt SS because why not? We need a drag car that should do the work, no problem. For my first car that I'm gonna purchase, we're gonna pick the Volkswagen Golf GTI for grip races. Because we need a backup car, basically a better car compared to the Nissan 240SX, which I'm not gonna change the main blueprint that Ryan Cooper drove for the very first race, which was the Prologue, to get myself in the Battle Machine. And the first customization we're gonna do, which is basically almost like a cheat code, we're gonna do some auto sculpting to reduce the amount of drag and increase drag force to make this thing fly in between corners. In my first real event of Battle Machine, we're going back to our roots of Chicago Airfield against a Dodge Charger, Challenger, and a freaking AE86. This is gonna be real easy, just watch. And across the finish line, which is basically gonna be common throughout this here video, which is gonna be boring, so I'll pretty much just reduce that as much often. We win by a whopping 11 seconds. I mean, this is pretty much real easy about this game. You're winning by like 10, 15, 20, a minute ahead compared to competition behind you, no matter what difficulty you're on. And a side note, I am racing in King difficulty. Basically, what King mode is that it gets rid of all forms of driving assist for you, like the auto braking and all that good stuff, which it also increases the difficulty for your competition. But the only 3 driving assists that are kept in the game which you cannot turn off, which are ABS brakes, stability management, and traction control. So after dominating each and every race for about 30 minutes and blown by the competition with a gap averaging around 20 seconds ahead, I decided to purchase my very first drag car, which will be my main drag car throughout the entirety of this video, which is the Subaru Impreza WRX STI, the Hawkeye version. What do you mean by Hawkeye, which I'm referring to the headlights, which people say that's the best Subaru that they've ever made for the WRX STI models. For my first upgrades, we're going to jump ourselves in by buying some nitrous oxide, a stage 2 version because we're low on money, and a stage 1 engine by AEM, which brings our horsepower rating to 437 brake horsepower and 389 pounds-feet of torque. Not too bad for a drag car, basically starting out. Going into Willow Springs with my first drag race with the WRX against Angelo Rowley's S3, aka the freaking Woo car. I mean, what type of engine makes it go woo, 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 woo? Like that included the Mitsubishi, the Lancer Evo 9. And the Mitsubishi Eclipse 2. Both are like freaking woo cars of the game where the engine just goes woo and that's it. And my very first drag time with this here car is around a high 10 seconds, almost 11 seconds, so a 1080, basically rounding it up. Not too bad, pretty great, and a perfect reaction time of 0.01 seconds. My second run, a better drag time of a 1049, and Alex Hutton freaking blew his engine, and he's still a perfect reaction time. So with this here Subaru, compared to the Chevy Cobalt, this is a big upgrade going from front-wheel drive to an all-wheel drive as we get a better time of a 1021. For my first ever upgrade on the Golf GTI, we're going to go ourselves by buying a Stage 1 turbocharger because why not? We need a little bit more power for the competition later down the road. Including a rear spoiler to increase aerodynamics, which brings our aero to a level 4 so we can fly through these here corners as I'm at $220 left in change. So after winning and dominating a handful of events at Battle Machine, we get ourselves into our very first Showdown event, which these Showdowns are required to challenge Rio Watanabe at the end of the game for the Showdown King title.
The guest of honor today is Rio Watanabe, the Showdown King!
Yeah, the guest of honor, your boy Rio, look at him hanging out the window and... And that pretty much sums up Rio's personality. Just hangs out the window, does burnouts, does donuts, does all that good stuff. Basically, showboating himself for Ryan Cooper, which he'll not do that. He'll just jump on the car, get excited, till the model hands over the pink slip, and wins the car. And the biggest bane of Need for Speed Pro Street in general is how people either brake check you or brake way too early and so hard to the point where you're either lightly or heavily damaged, and you have to restart the race to repair your car. And even if your car is lightly or heavily damaged, you're going to either lose some or all of your bonus points at the end of the race. The points at the very end calculates of how well you've done, of what place you finished, the condition of your car. If you either have no damage, some cosmetic damage will still give you 500 points, or either lightly or heavily damaged, which will deduct your points. And finally, it'll calculate the target time of how fast you have beaten it compared to the posted time in the race. And that final score will calculate to your win and dominating total of the event. And also, if you do break a track record on top of winning a race or all that good stuff, you may get invited to challenge the king in like Nitrocide events, G-Effect, Noise Bomb, or all that good stuff to take down the respected king of the respected categories of racing in the game. And in my very first Showdown promotion race, we killed a competition. Look at that. Look at that. Halfway around the track, I get a time of around 4 minutes, 8 seconds, 4:42, 5 minutes. Come on, man. Up the difficulty. Last place, a minute difference. Hey, look, it's Joe Tackett from the cutscene of my very first Showdown performance right here. 214 horsepower. Why are you in these events, buddy? Like, freaking LS swap that bad boy if you can. Either LS, 2J, 1J, insert this JZ engine, and just get on my level, dog. This freaking Subaru Boxer 4, this EJ or EA this engine, is gonna whoop your ass. Look at that. I'm looking behind you. I already whooped your ass with a 10-second time. Versus his... almost 20-second time.
Well, J-Mac.
Yeah, J-Mac. Okay, that's the name. J-Mac. J-Mac. That's his name. So yeah, Ryan Cooper wins. Rio Watanabe was like, oh yeah, Cooper still sucks. He's still unproven. He's basically just a draft bust in the NBA, you know? He's gonna have like 5 points per game, 4th overall pick. He's trash. He's gonna be sent to like Germany or Belgium or something like that. That's basically what he is until the very end where his team dumps him after becoming the new Street King. Street and Showdown King, put it that way. And after my very first Showdown performance, we get ourselves invited to the React Team Sessions. Or on a side note, if you're on React Team Sessions, you will have a different PA announcer that will not be on your nuts every time he howls out your name, or when you just freaking exist for some odd reason. Like he's on the drag strip. Hey look, it's Ryan Cooper. You're on the starting line. Oh, here's my man, Ryan Cooper. In the very first race at React Team Sessions, we got the Pontiac GTO that no one resists thanks to freaking General Motors putting the axe on their necks and beheading that company. Along with Saturn and Oldsmobile, if I'm right? I gotta pull it up real quick. So yeah, I just looked up at the end of 2009 at the height of the Chapter 11 and the recession of 2008, General Motors did indeed phase out Pontiac, which also includes Hummer, Saab, and Saturn. And I did see some articles that people did criticize that GM kept Cadillac and should have kept Pontiac because Cadillac did kind of struggle most of the time compared to Pontiac. Even though they did bring out the Cadillac CTS, which basically saved Cadillac from the dreaded Cadillac Catera days and insert discs and left and right, and basically the phase out of the Cadillac DeVille series. With the very first drift event in this here game, we got the freaking Infiniti G35 V35 just taking off, and here I am in the blue GTO, aka the freaking Vauxhall or Holden Monroe from its time. Poor drifting my ass. I kind of agree because I almost went off, and right here, gonna hit the sick-ass line right up on the curb, and yeah, let me restart. And with drifting, especially if you just start a drift event for the very first time or the first in a very long time, it's going to take you some time to get used to with the physics of this game and getting a good line going to get the highest score as possible. For my very first drift, we get a meager, not so meager, but 2,410 points, which blows by the competition. And in my second round here, this is what's kind of embarrassing yet weird. So we get a fair line right up in here, still says poor drifting, even though this is not a score to beat Aki Kimura in the future drift events in the future. So here with the sick line, I'm going out of bounds, was drifting the grass. Judges, please, I'm drifting. Poor drifting, alright? I mean, look at me, Mom. Look at me. I'm drifting in the grass. Is this legal? Which will get me to my worst ever score of 648 points, which will put me in 3rd place. And how'd you total your car? He's also DNF for the entire season. What? And my third one, I turn up with a 3,681 points and another one DNF'd. Like, how can that happen, buddy? Like, there's no ramps or nothing like that. How can you total your car at a drift event? Heading into another drift event after doing some grip races, we jump into a Nissan Infiniti this and that G35, which basically this Infiniti uses the VR35 whatever engine. Which, a fun fact if you never knew, this engine was also used in the Nissan 350Z. So drifting just as fine, dominating. Yes, I am dominating in a freaking Infiniti. Kind of like with Lexus, it's a premium Toyota, but with an Infiniti, it's a premium Nissan. Which is basically the anatomy of all car brands. You got like the one and only most recognizable car brand of all time, and the luxury car brand, which is basically its luxury division. Like Honda and Acura, Nissan, Infiniti, Toyota and Lexus, and Chevy and Buick in the United States, and many other car brands alike. Yeah, it's not quite the square we want as we frickin' tail whip into the barriers, and look at that, it's not the square we want, it's not good, but we're in 1st place. Shut up, dude. Okay, finally he complimented me as I got my best score of 2,195 points in the Infiniti. After dominating our event, we got more cash. Yay, give me something else than cash. So for our reward car, without a doubt, we're gonna pick the GTO. And not only that, we do get invited to G-Effect to later take down Ray Krieger, which is the Grip King, which will face off later on in the video. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna whoop Ray Krieger's ass, and I'm gonna win it all. In a frickin' Volkswagen Golf GTI. So my very first Grip Effect race, taking down Ray Krieger later on in this part of the season, is that we got our boy Ivan Chertowski, and here Gavin May in the yellow Ford Cosworth, the Ford Escort Cosworth, he'll be a thorn on my side once I race either this vehicle or insert this other vehicle later down the road. So at Mondelo Park here, we're kind of struggling as of right now. We got freaking Gavin May on our ass, you see right here. What's kind of funny about Gavin May's Ford Escort is that it used the same exact sound file, the engine sound from a Boxer 4 engine from a Subaru Impreza WRX STI. I mean, it's an inline 4 engine, but it's not a flat 4 engine. Those are 2 different configurations and will definitely have 2 different exhaust notes too. So my very first race, we got the competition right on our ass and we barely win by a half a second against Gavin May. Sure, I can get a much powerful car, but I'll consider that later down the road because if I get a much powerful car, I'm gonna beat these guys by like 20 or 30 seconds, which is no fun for this part of the video. And here goes Ivan, the Woo car, comes right past me. You're a jackass, man. You pass me just to brake check me and get light damage. I mean, seriously, this is the anatomy of this game. It's gonna happen to you one day if you pick up this game, or get back on it, one of the two. How did you manage to do that, Gavin? So Gavin, get off me, Gavin. Whew, barely got him, but he hit me at the very end. Almost 0.2 of a second for our win. Damn, man. Look, it's Ray. Hey, Ray. I'm beating your boys, dude. Burnout. Run.
There he is.
Oh yeah, there he is. I just noticed him. He's doing burnouts and stuff. Look at him going through these 15-foot wide cones. Look at that. I'm about to kill these people in the process. I mean, if I do, it's their fault. They signed a waiver. If they get hit, that's not my fault. Look at that. Look at that. The BMW M392. Is it a V8 or a V10 model? Sick camera work. And stop. How is he the Grip King where he's just driving through some 15-foot wide cones going like 30 miles an hour, maybe 40? So the key to winning these here events, if you don't have a much powerful car to compare to these guys behind me, is to just get in front of them and stay in front of them no matter what. I'm kind of running a little wide up in here. As they stay in front of them, and more importantly, block them. If you block them, they're not going to pass you no matter what, and if I leave Gavin by, he's just going to zip away and be scot-free. But that's not going to happen anytime soon. Here's Gavin. Here's me. I'm going to cut you off. I'm going to hit you. Eat it, dude. So yeah, it's important to stay in front of these guys no matter what. Look at that. He's trying to make a pass. I cut him off. He can't even pass me no matter what. If I cut him off or just stay behind him, he goes like, he's on your butt and he's got to like, gonna pass you. Or if not, try to bump jump you. He's like, nerp, backs off. Comes back again, backs off. Like, they don't even try to overtake you. Except for that part. Golf smash. Yeah! And now we got competition. We got Gavin pulling away and the woo car of Ivan Trotowski in his freaking Evo 9 up my ass as I get off the track. And what kind of sucks about this game is that there's a considerable amount of steering input lag once you turn the car. Basically this game, if you don't steer your car, it's over. If you start to turn into the driving line, it just basically turns way too late to the point where you're up on the curbs or off the track or all that good stuff. So get off the way, Gavin. I'm in front of you, dude. Do something. Do something, Gavin. Do something. Ivan? No? Whatever. How next race? I'm in front of Gavin. Come on, Gavin. Ivan. Oh my god. Ivan tried to come out at the very end. And he still stayed in third place of a almost 25-second gap. 25 tenths of a second. What if I finish second place of the time attack as Gavin May takes first place? Will I dominate or no? If I dominate, then whatever. Balls. Well, at sector shootout, we do win at a meager first place. I say meager first place, but a bigger gap between second place. But hey, we still dominated, so we're going to advance later down in G-Effect to take down Ray Krieger himself. If you want to get in front of competition, I got to upgrade this here vehicle, so let's do a Stage 3 engine, and we'll also do a Stage 2 suspension upgrade while we're at it, so it handles a little better on the corners. In our second tier race against the G-Effect boys, we got Henrik Den, Paul Trash, and the Nissan, which you're going to see is going to whoop everybody's ass. And not only that, we are at the recently demolished Texas World Speedway. It kind of sucks that in real life, it has been demolished to make way for an apartment, not an apartment complex, but a residential subdivision that is, I believe, still in development or they're just about done constructing the subdivision. So yeah, the entire track is basically fully demolished, including the press box, the grandstands, the track itself, and all that good stuff to make way for that subdivision complex in Texas. And now that, speaking of Paul Trask, he is way in front of me with his Skyline, basically keeping me in the pack with Henrik and Gavin Bay, just leaving all of us in the dust. So let's just go to a different event rather than getting smoked by a Nissan Skyline. Damn, Paul Trask, you're trash. So it's going to be both Paul Trask and Rudy Chen are going to be the biggest thorns on our side of the G-Effect races to bring down Ray. And in a time attack around the speedway, we just barely get into first place at, oh my god, 12,000 points for a time attack. Nice. How about a actual grip race around the track? Second place at, oh my god, Yo, damn, Gavin was so close to beating me. I was about to be in third place, but he failed. And in my final race, Paul Trask just trashed all of us as I get into second place. Look at a 10-second, almost 11-second gap between us, and I don't think that's good enough, right? Penis. Well, I win this here event, so we're gonna go into Tier 3 at G-Effect. And here is Rudy in fourth place at... I'm in third place? How does that happen? You always start in fourth place normally. Like, how am I in third place? This is a rare appearance for me. And there goes Rudy. There goes Rudy. I did see us online. He will whoop everybody's ass. Gavin's ass, Henrik's ass, mine. You know what it is. And also about Willow Springs, this is kind of a tough race to race in, depending on the circumstance of your car and everything. And also, I did switch up my transmission to a manual with a clutch rather than it being automatic. And what's funny, with it being automatic in the game penalizes you for the shifting times of the game, like it goes like first gear and second gear, burp, third gear, burp, like that. With a manual and clutch, you instantly shift into the very next or very last gear in a heartbeat. But you go from first gear to second gear to third gear, like you're in full control of the car's transmission and everything, and you're basically just flying through the gears and flying through the track rather than just like pausing for a little bit, upshifting, pausing, upshifting, all that stuff. Ouch, and Gavin, what the hell? Henrik! Gavin just killed me. I hit the barriers, and Gavin just outright destroyed me while Henrik Den just laughed at my face. Hey, got heavy damage. Jesus Christ, both of us, dude. Damn it, Gavin. Well, Rudy beat me by a landslide. I'm gonna come in second place, like always, just like me versus Paul Trask in the previous tier. How the hell did I win a time trial? 0.2 of a second against Gavin. Damn, I barely got him. Well, I did win an event. Will I be able to challenge Krieger or no? No, I don't. Well, that sucks. Well, gotta find a car for the future. Let's look that up. Let's pick the Chevrolet Corvette, the regular C6 model. It's gonna be powerful as hell, it's rear-wheel drive, and it'll produce a lot of power compared to the VW Golf. And tires, why does it say +1 for everything? Are tires a scam for this car or what? And since I'm afraid to buy some tires for this car, seeing you get +1 handling, I'm gonna buy a twin-screw supercharger by Eaton. But let's do a stage 2 drivetrain so we get a little bit better with our shifting times, power transfers, and all that good stuff. And Rudy is still behind me, 520 horsepower, we're in third place. What a do, Gavin. So we're getting a little bit closer to the competition finally compared to the Golf, and here's Rudy laughing his ass off against all of us. I mean, this dude is probably dying of laughter, putting the tears of joy emojis and screaming LMFAO XDDDDD while freaking driving down the road. He's basically doing that as he's turning and all that stuff. And with this car, we're still struggling. Look at this. I am like getting like a lot of wheel spin and basically just continuously steering to the left or the right. I can't keep a straight line with this car. This sucks. I don't know if tires will do the trick, but I don't know. Despite getting a Corvette, we come out in second place as Rudy just hilariously beating us by a landslide. I don't like this. Let's get the hell out of here. Might as well do some regular events at React Team Sessions while we're at it. So we got the Audi, the Soupy, the Lancy, and the Veteran. Go. So I'm going to do some of these races till I get as much money as possible and probably buy a better car or just keep upgrading that Corvette. If I do need to buy another car, I'll do it. But I'll keep upgrading the Corvette to make it more stable as possible and corner a lot better compared to right now to take down Rudy Chen himself. Hey look, it's 2019. That was 3 years ago as I'll be posting this video. And since we're getting exposed to some speed challenges, I'm gonna buy a new car for speed challenges only, which is an interesting car for me, an Audi S4. Because why the hell not? It's an Audi, it's from Germany, it's luxurious, and it's got the power to a certain extent. When I was younger, I did use a Nissan Skyline and basically just blew by the competition as so without a sweat. Even with drag races, especially for wheelie cars, I did use a Ford GT to do a bunch of wheelies, which I was averaging like 13 or 1500 feet, basically the entire stretch of the drag strip by doing wheelie competitions. Like I'm doing a wheelie as so, upshift, 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 nitrous, upshift, later upshift, and then come down right at the finish line. I don't think I even tuned the car. I just like stage 3 to maybe a couple of stage 4s to make it a freaking quarter-mile wheelie machine. So here I am at Autopolis. Is that right? Autoball Ring. No, sorry, Autoball Ring. So here we are at a speed competition, a speed challenge, regular speed challenge, and here I am with this here car, an Audi S4. Get out the way, I just hit you, Mr. S15. Yeah, that's what I thought. How about this here car in front of me? Is it a Challenger, Charger? I forgot, let's see. Come on. I'm on a draft, I'm upshifting, and goodbye. And just like that, an Audi S4 100% stock, except for some body kit adjustments and all that stuff. We beat them by a whopping like 15, 17, 30 seconds or something like that. It is embarrassing. And Wow, 13,000 points? That's great. And we broke a track record. That's cool. So just like grip races, we're definitely going to be beating track records left and right like grip races. And oh, look at that. Stage 2 upgrade for my brakes. We don't need brakes for speed runs, so why the hell not? And the top speed run, Jesus Christ, half of the score compared to mine. This is stupid. Like stupid easy. Going against an Audi S4 against a competition being like 90% stock is a crime. Okay, this here drag race, okay, this is gonna be a problem. We're getting 9s, but Frank and his car, he just beat me by a sub 9.5. How about this here? Can I beat a 9.5? Let's see, 9.39. Almost a 9.35, I Call of Duty's Group 9.35. And Frank's 9.50. Ooh, with a perfect reaction time, but still, we're in the lead. Ooh, for this race, I'm in first place. Okay, this is a very first. You start out in first place. This is kind of cool. Like I said, normally you either start in the back of 4th place or 3rd place. Like, how does that become determined? I was in first place with performance, but is that how they rank the cars by, like, performance-wise? Like Golf was, like, way in the back, like 400 some horsepower, and Rudy Chen was in a 4th place. And I think my car, in terms of performance, was in last place. Like, how does that happen? And still, about this here car, this car is still doing the old slidey cars and all that bad stuff, so I have little confidence with all these upgrades to take down Rudy Chen in G-Effect. And also, we did unlock our second Super Promotion Showdown event at Autopolis after beating and dominating all those React Team Session races. Oh yeah, it's a boy Rio, rev that, Mitsubishi. That's not a whole lot of stuff inside the car.
Hey, you're gonna want to jump back a little bit there, folks. Get ready.
Yeah, jump back there. He's gonna kill you unintentionally. He will kill you. I'm honest with you. What's kind of funny, I did look up like interior pictures of either a regular Lancer or a Lancer Evolution models. Those cars, if you look at the inside of them, like the interior, like the infotainment system, there's like nothing inside of those cars, like nothing. Like, you look at the radio screen, it's just AM and FM radio, CD, and that's it. There's no, like, satellite radio, there's no MP3 player, especially for a 2010s model, which most cars at that time period had those features installed as a standard. And unlike the last race, how I was in first place with the best performing car out of all of them, I come out in 4th place to start off the race, which that is pretty weird. Get out of the way, Gavin. If my Corvette can't beat Gavin May, then it definitely can't beat Rudy Chen himself. So after the upgrades with the drivetrain and the turbocharger, mainly the tires and the turbocharger, we are in the very, very low 9s of a 913 of our very first run. Let's see if we can do better. Ooh, we get a sub 9 seconds of a high 8 seconds of an 898. That's nice. And it's also a perfect reaction time of 0.01. 100th of a second worse, so almost exactly 9 seconds.
Well, yeah, I guess I have to give this guy Cooper some credit. Looks like he's improved a little bit. Yeah.
He's gonna be getting.
Yeah, I know, he improved a little bit. He's getting like 4% better, you know? He's a smidge better, yeah.
Super promotion races are the real deal. We'll see how long he lasts.
Yeah, I'm gonna last for 2 races. That's it, folks. We're gonna be cheering. Fireworks are going off. I beat my second Showdown performance at Autopolis. And stage 3 tires for the Corvette. That's a scam, folks. Stay away, buyer beware, get the hell out of there if you see that. And exactly what the commentator just said, we completed the second showdown to jump ourselves at the auto ring at Super Promotion, with a ton of events to go to later beat Rio himself. So the 2 cars you get for the speed challenge is these Nissan Skylines, the R34 or the Dodge Viper. It's kind of funny, you've seen the Nissan wheels, they're just like flat-ass steel rims up in here, and I just beat a couple Vipers. That's embarrassing for Dodge. And speaking of Dodge, they no longer make the Vipers anymore because, well, it had a big-ass V10 engine, gas guzzling, so powerful, and had a lackluster amount of sales for Dodge. Imagine if the Viper was still being made today and they made a Hellcat model, they'd probably be making like something stupid like 870 horsepower or something stupid. They try to supercharge a V10 engine to be at like Hellcat V8 levels, like a 6.2 Hellcat engine, not 392 Hemi engines, which is basically a 6.4 liter engine. So the Skyline performed not too bad. We're getting like 200 miles an hour. It does grip pretty well, being all-wheel drive and all that good stuff. How we compare it to a Dodge Viper, which will have a lot more horsepower compared to the Skyline. So 513 horsepower and the only Nissan in the world. You're a douchebag. Well, we managed to get 13,000. Almost would have had 14,000 points if that guy in the Nissan weren't there. And holy crap, for a Dodge Viper drifting, we almost got 4,000 points. I'm out of here, folks. And as we dominate, what do we get for our rewards? More cash. Those cash in my face, $10,000. Cool. So for our reward car, it's obvious. We're going to pick the Dodge Viper SRT10. I thought about the Nissan, but it's confirmed. SRT10 for the win.
Over there is a sweet Subi. Over here is a souped up Mitsubishi.
Yeah, it's a souped up Subi and a frickin' Lancer Evo 9 about to commit 69 on itself. Why is the camera like that? And damn, 939. Damn, what's his car? It's a G35? I gotta face off against this dude, man. Let's see, 939, 903, good. But now he got an 11-second time, or 12-second, sorry, 12-second time. How did that happen and go from a 9-second to a 12-second? You had a horrible launch, buddy. And we dominated. What's my reward? Come on. Free car. Okay, free car. I never got this before. Which I believe that will give us a free car and Nitrocide. This goes against... Oh no, this is frickin'... Oh, sorry, this is for Rogue Speed. I thought this was Nitrocide. I'm like, already? But this is against a drag king, queen, thingamajig, whatever she is. So yeah, we're going against Rogue Speed and Karol Monroe, him or herself. Since I have no longer having confidence in my Corvette, we're going to pretty much just do the old you can't beat them, join them with the Porsche 911 using my free car marker. And this car, I'm going to swap things up by transferring it to the drag. So this will no longer be a grip car, it's a drag car. And we get the dyno rating of 751 horsepower. Damn, for a Corvette with an LS2 or 3 engine. I did also win a couple parts for the Nissan 240, which one of them is a Stage 4 drivetrain. So we're going to upgrade to that, which will not change our horsepower rating. And let's see, let's do how about the suspension? Yeah, Stage 2 suspension. Let's go. Let's do the Stage 2 suspension. For the brakes, Stage 3 by Brembo themselves. So slap some Brembos on. Do that, please. And tires, Stage 1 and 3. Okay, so Michelin Stage 3. Not too bad. Nitrous oxide, Stage 2 only. So Stage 2 by Edelbrock. And despite the upgrades, we're still making 140 horsepower to 152 pounds-feet of torque, just like the original car driven by Ryan Cooper at the Battle Machine event. Okay. Will my stock 911 Turbo of 480 horsepower will do a thing against Rudy Chen and these two in front of me, both Gavin and Henrik. Here we go. Here goes Henrik. Here goes Gavin. We're in front at the moment, so Rudy. Oh no, Rudy. Don't. Guys. Gavin. Hennessy. Alright, they're still back, but Gavin. Whack him out the way. Oh boy, here's Rudy. He's on my ass. Help. Call 911. So with a freaking stock 911, as we try to take Rudy out, we can't do so right here. How about the next time? We're in front, but how long will this be? I was gonna die there. Jeez. I try to cut corners because why not? There's no penalty game to cut corners, but I want to be desperately getting up on the field and everything. And oh, it's cool. Since this car is rear engine, this smoke is actually in the back, so that's a good detail they got right there. That's cool. And third lap as we go. We can't do it right here, so I think we may have to upgrade this car immediately. So let's do some Stage 3 tires by Yokohama so we can get that grip going up in here. Let's do a turbocharger. Where are we at? 597. That's pretty good. So we're in last place. How are we off the line? Ooh, okay. Rudy's in front. Not anymore. We're shifting. We're going a lot quicker than before. How about the turning of this bad boy? Ooh! Yo! We're turning like a friggin' Formula 1 car up in here, man. 100-something miles an hour, 140. We're turning like a friggin' Formula 1 car. Oh my god. So we're at a speeds of over 200 miles an hour on this road. There's warning signs at me. I didn't really need well, I kind of needed a break, but jeez, we are going so fast up in here. And not only that, we are still in first place as I go super base wide. Hey, dude, Rudy? Hendrik? Rudy. You think I was Hendrik Den for a moment. So here we go. God damn it, in the last corner. So I redeemed myself and made things better, and I'm about to lap this dude. I was about to lap Hendrik. Jesus. First place with the modded 911 Turbo. Finally, we beat a grip race in this tier. Oh no. Oh my god! Did Gavin May just phase through the barrier and kept going? The dude was sitting there, and all of a sudden I just kickstarted him, and now he's going. What the hell? So after doing all the necessary races for the tier 3 part of G-Effect, we got all first place, and we are gonna dominate this here race session to get ourselves invited for a 1v1 on Ray Krieger himself. Look at that M3, dude. That's sick. I mean, sick visually, but performance-wise, let's do the talking later. Like he's angry at me. Look at him. He's at my face. And the cutscene faded away. Thank you. So for a hilarious challenge, was Ray Krieger like 8 inches off the air when he first appeared? So here's Krieger, and I am gonna race against him in my moderately horsepower tune Nissan 240. Did those skid marks just bend at a 9-degree angle? What's kind of funny, in the next gen, like PS3 and Xbox and the PC version of this game, normally there's like a model with the flag and everything. She covers her ears right when Ray Krieger like blows by her, like a few inches away from running her over. But in the PS2 version of this game, you don't have that. It's just, boom, there's Ray's car. Rather than in the next gen version of games, it's like, oh my god, he almost hit me, and it covers her ears, but you don't get that. So here I am in my Nissan. We're shifting and kind of turning pretty well up in here. We're in first place. Is this the freaking grip king that we deserve? Like, if it's against Rudy Chen or somebody or Gavin May, then this will have been justified, but not this competition. I mean, the tires will do you good, especially like some semi-slicks, like either full-blown like racing slicks, semi-slick tires, sports tires, but I can't believe we're kicking this guy's ass. First lap, I won the best time, 1 minute 13 seconds, and we're 1 minute 14 seconds. That's bad. All right, minute 7. Ooh, he's getting kind of close on me. About a second difference from one another. That's he totaled his car. He just totaled his car. Are you serious? Hey, buddy, what happened? What happened, dude? Can I do a burnout in your face, please? Here we go. Here's a burnout. Rear drive. Kicking all the rocks in your car. You deserve it, dude. You suck. Well, we win. He was totaled. So here's Ray himself and my 240SX in white with this freaking stock no sound. Like, they use this sound for the Toyota AE86, the Corolla, and the Silvia S15. Like, they use this on a handful of cars in Need for Speed ProStreet, which it did originate from Need for Speed Underground 2. And we broke the first sector of a 325. If I stay in front of him, he's gonna like brake and slow down so he doesn't like ram me. Like, look. Let's see. Sector broken. 646, 676, I meant, and... Oh, no. Raymond, please. Oh, no, this is bad. If Ray Krieger's in front of you, it's over. It's over. Look at this. Oh, 380. Oh, no. I might have to restart. Yeah, I think we're gonna restart. Oh, yeah, I'm not a fan of this. We're restarting. Alright, so a few attempts on getting things in order. So we're still in front of Krieger. I got about 2,800 points, 2,794. Ooh, broke it. 300. Oh, no. 378. And we win. We beat Ray Krieger in freaking Sector Shootout. Oh my god, we beat him by a half to score. And the final race, GP circuit, reverse, same thing in the 240SX. Here we go. No. Ray. Doing M3 stuff right there. Look at this. Off the line. I am in front of you, dude. Just upgrade your car for once. Here you go. Now you're in front of me. Here you go. Just probably has a slow start, like his turbocharger ain't kicking in. Oh, damn, he's running wide up in here. I'm on the racing line, dude. I use my NOS, so I'm in front of you, dude. 125 miles an hour, 6 gear. What do you got? Cut in front of you. There you go. That's pretty much the meta of this game. If they're gonna blow past you, just cut them off so they brake hard. That's the meta of this game. Look at this right here. Thought I had him. Car in front of me, 1/100th of a second. You're in the grass. That's literally Ray Krieger in a nutshell. Like, he runs somewhat kind of slow and then gets a little bit fast and runs super duper wide in the corners to the point where he's totaling himself or runs himself into dirt. Raymond, you hit me. Let's exchange insurance information. And later down the road in laps 3 and 4, in our final lap, Ray is like a mile behind me, and we take the win, and we get rid of our very first king and a 30-second gap? Wow, 30-second gap. That is embarrassing, dude. And look at congratulations, Kreiger. Look at this. Okay, so congratulations. Oh my god, I forgot Ryan Cooper got the great car. Look at this. Look at this. He's not standing on the roof of the car. Look at that man. Look at that man. GFX ass. And here we go. Defeated Ray Krieger. His slow ass driving. He deserves to get eliminated, folks. And what do I get out of that other than his car? $50,000. That's a level 2 performing car, handling car, and a stage 4 aero. What? Heading into my first Nitrocide event at Portland International Raceway, I got my pimped out Subaru Impreza versus Bradley Hunter's Chevy Chevelle up in here. In these here drag races from the quarter mile to the half a mile, this is pretty much the easiest part of my life as I beat these guys within the 9-second times or in the high 8-second times, just blowing everybody out of the water. And second of all, how the hell does Joe Tackett get a 26-second drag time in a Honda Civic? I now debut the Chevy Corvette that I swapped from the grip races to the drag strip races, and going against Paul Trask, well, let's see how trash he is with my 751 horsepower Vette. And wheel spin we go, and Paul, don't Paul. God damn, this wheel spin is extreme, even with some, what, level 2 tires? Nope, it's Impreza all the way. And a quick update too by Subaru, I did earn a Stage 3 engine performance upgrade at Portland, so with the race here at Chicago, I'm flying through the gears, and we do get a time at the half a mile of around a 12:64 for my first run. I do stay pretty consistent within the 12.6s pretty much throughout the entirety of this. Went from a 12.64 to a 12.63 and another 12.63. And a quarter mile within the mid 8-second marker, right around 8.39 for number 1. Number 2, 8.43, and then an 8-second 33, which that is my best time as of right now. In my first ever false start, listen to the announcer, just gripe at me.
Hey, buddy, you gotta wait for the start. You're gonna be out for that. You can't jump early, son. Not no way, not no how.
Like I never knew how drag races work, buddy. Trying out the first ever wheelie competition this video, let's see what happened. Craig false start. Please shift my car back. This is not gonna work out. Let me see something here. 0 feet. I never did a wheelie in my life. Let's buy out a Chevy Chevelle to see what's up. It's rear drive, all that good stuff. It can be powerful, and it's a stereotypical muscle car that can do such wheelies. Alright, let's do a practice run here. Let's see how I can do a wheelie with the Chevelle. It's still upgraded, but I did some tuning by making the gears a little bit taller, so third gear, nitrous. Not gonna cut it, just a nitrous burst gets this boy in the air. I've seen a lot of videos about this particular car, so we're gonna pick the Toyota Supra because I see videos a lot that this is pretty much the go-to wheelie car to get pretty much a whole wheelie down the quarter-mile stretch. However, I did use, when I was younger, I did use a Ford GT, and I was pretty much getting wheelies at like 1,400 feet, pretty much the entire drag strip, and just blowing by the competition with ease. So it's stage 3 everything, do the tuning, and see what's up. So my first ever attempt, I got 518 feet, which currently puts me in 3rd place. This is needed. A wheelie competition is needed to beat Karol Monroe, so I gotta pretty much be on my feet and see how I can take down Karol Monroe by getting the good shift times, nitrous times, all that stuff. The second one, a 559, still in 3rd place. And finally, 574, couldn't beat it, so restart. So I did get my best distance of 612 feet, which now puts me in 2nd place. Damn you, Frank. 2nd place, I'll deal with it. Now, how will this car do compared to my Subaru? So rev this bad boy, and then just... Oh my god. Bro, this is so sloppy, I'm still doing wheelies. About 1,000 horsepower, and I did get a time of around 12 seconds. This could be an 11-second car, but it's so sloppy. And my 3rd attempt, my final one, I do get a 10-second, 98 milliseconds, just under 11 seconds. So Dominic from freaking Fast and the Furious got his 10-second car. And my very best, 6 seconds, 84 milliseconds, so under 7 seconds of a top speed of 250 miles an hour, which is unfortunately the top speed that you can go in this game. If you go 250 miles an hour, then you can't steer or do anything else, which is weird. After doing all the races at Infineon, I do get challenged by the one and only Karol Monroe, him or herself, the drag king, pretty much the drag queen of this here game. So Karol will just get in my face, rev, and then just shuts up. And here, the freaking announcer goes pretty much mentally insane as soon as Karol does some burls like, oh my god, it's the OMG, look at them, look at them, you dude, look at them, got the tires, they're smoking up, they're heating up all that good stuff. This is what kind of gets me about the announcer, like he gets overly excited for Ryan Cooper himself or just something very small that's going on the track. So my very first run of the wheelie competition, 572 feet, just beating out Karol Monroe's 561. Second run, 645 feet, let's see what Karol got. 536, so we're still in the lead by quite a good, but not the best margin, around 80 feet. Third run, a little bit semi-janky, 632, I roll over, and I win. Now the rest is pretty much child's play, just burn a hole through him or her's ass with the Subaru and just take the win, being the new drag king. It was pretty close throughout the entirety of this with my Subaru. I get around 856 my first run, Karol's run around 9 seconds. It's pretty much a consistent low 9s, almost high 8s throughout the entirety here. But a majority of Karol's runs were like within the 9 seconds mark, around a 910, 970 something, and then the third run, pretty much same on my time, an 856, got an 878, so this was pretty close. Now for the half stretch, it's pretty much just child's play right here. I beat Karol Monroe by a landslide of like 12 seconds, 13 seconds, all that good stuff versus Karol's 15 seconds. Except for a 12.99 for the second run, which barely puts me in front. My final run, a 12.88 compared to Karol's 14.46, so that there by victory by 15 milliseconds puts me as the brand new drag king taking down Karol Monroe by standing on the hood, being disrespectful to the car. While avenge 7-fold frickin' plays. So for the next couple hours of this video, which I'll skip a majority of this, I did do the rest of the super promotion events for quite a while, getting the needed dominating wins or regular wins to unlock our next Showdown race to try to take down Watanabe himself. And after that, doing all those speed challenges, I do get a chance to meet up with Nate Denver himself at Nitrocide. So why not go to Nitrocide with my Audi to see if my Audi is good enough to meet up with Nate himself, despite a couple of freaking Toyota Supras and an Evo 9. So no nitrous. Stop hitting me, dude. So my top speed is 180 miles an hour. All I gotta do is pretty much try to stay up in front and block these guys, especially Ivan Tarkowski in his Evo 9. And unfortunately, I can't get in front of Ivan, so I unfortunately have to swap to the Viper. And here's the 250 cheese in effect. Once you get 250, this is what sucks about the game. Right there, you can't steer. This pretty much goes for quite a while at later Nitrocide events, especially at Nevada. And this right here was probably one of my closest races, so I accidentally went off the track at the very last corner, or last couple corners here, so at this final sweeping bend, I do try to get a good draft going by Carlos, and barely got the win by a time of only 9 milliseconds, so 9/100ths of a second that I beaten Carlos Galliano in his Toyota Supra versus my Dodge Viper by drafting him at the very end. So here's this here cutscene of frickin' Nate. Yeah, alright, frickin' Nate Denver up here, Speed King doing this 220 in a frickin' Pontiac GTO, a 1964 or 65. Is that Nate talking? It sounds like he's being tortured. This is some sort of like lost Vietnam War tapes or something. And did he get out from the right side of the car? Is this a left-hand drive car? Is he about to throw up? Jeez, dude, you've been speeding your whole life, man. Yo, Ivan. Screw you, Ivan. So another super duper close call of 4 milliseconds. 4/100ths of a second. Jesus Christ. Go home, Ivan. I won. And here's still proof of the 250 glitch, like once you draft somebody like you've seen at the Autoball ring, so 250 on Takashi Tasumi, I stop steering and get light damage, wipe out, and I was forced to restart so I don't total my car. And kids, we're at Nevada Highway, where a simple mistake like that could end your career. This is what pretty much everybody says. This is the most difficult race in the entire game, especially at speed challenges. The Nevada Highway in terms of like grip races and drift aren't really that much. But the speed challenge is pretty much what got most people. It wasn't a huge challenge for me when I was younger, but coming back as an adult, damn, you gotta be really precise on your steering. Paul's trash. And at the very end of this here race in Nevada, so your boy Paul Ted Cruz choked and I take the win. This guy should be a US senator for one day, take down his brother. If they're related or not. How did a piece of dirt just flew the car, like, right side up? That's kinda stupid. I was going over 210 miles an hour over the embankment, but still. Going over the top and hitting a patch of dirt shouldn't just flip your car over like it's a cheesy Hollywood stunt or something like that. And doing all those events, Nate comes right on my face, just revs that GTO, and just says, hey, 1v1 me, bro. And what's even funny, you can't even see Nate himself, it's just a black figure with a helmet, including Ryan Cooper himself too.
Oh, come on, Paul Trash, what were you thinking? Whatever it was, that move definitely didn't work out for you. Paul's gonna be taking that Skyline home under a sheet.
Yeah, his Skyline's gotta be under a friggin' body bag, folks. So in a desperation attempt to take down Nate Denver in case he is fast, compared to what videos that I've seen online, I did put down my upgrades that I got for free, especially for a Stage 4 engine and a couple other minor upgrades to the car. Mainly the big thing is the Stage 4 engine, and some Stage 2 tires to really grip around them corners like a Formula 1 car, beyond a Formula 1 car. Along with Nitrous 2 and a auto sculpt body kit to improve the aerodynamics of the vehicle. So for the lulz, just like how I beat the Grip King, I did bring out my Audi S4, which has some minor, very minuscule upgrades like the body kit, the brakes, and still at 340 horsepower with the GTO. What's funny, with this exact segment, you would see a woman on the car carrying a flag, but unfortunately with this version of the game, you don't see her. It's just Pontiac on Audi on racetrack. Well, technically a street. So people say that he is slow no matter what for Nate Denver. And currently, I am struggling a bit with my Audi. So 184 miles an hour, I am now catching up to him. So is the legend really true that he is really slow? Well, I passed him, but this is a top speed run, so speed matters. 179 miles an hour versus 200, so wait, what the, how'd he get 200? Did he nos it or what? So second, 171. Oh boy, gotta bring out the Viper. Just kill me, dude. You're welcome. You're welcome. I thought I would total him and just cheese the game, but he stops. I think we just totaled our cars out, didn't we? So why not continue the run with the Audi, because why the hell not? I'm still like very determined to beat him in the Audi, and look at that, Nate just totaled his car. Now I'm in first place rather than second place. So sometimes he can be bad as Ray Krieger, just totaling himself out just like what he did right there. Let's continue in the Audi. So what I'm about to do here is try to cheese the game by cutting him off like big time as soon as he gets to nitrous, so he can slow down and I stay fast. Like either brake check him, aggressively cut him off, just whatever to get him to slow down. So here's a brake check. 169 miles an hour, still ain't gonna work. But next attempt, I do get barely in first place. It was 656 miles an hour versus 644. Now, this is the regular speed challenge, so I stay in front pretty much the entirety of the race by over a 3-second gap, and right there, I am the new Speed King. And again, jump on the hood. He's gonna be crying. Yes, your boy Nate's crying as I stand on the hood of that 1965 Pontiac GTO while I get the pink slip to the car. So immediately after beating Nate Denver after doing the speed challenge, I did do some drift events for a good couple of hours trying to beat every single track record as I possibly can to get invited to Noise Bomb to later take down Aki Kimura, which is the final event king in the game. So we're going to go against him first before taking down Rio Watanabe, which is the final king we're going to do before ending this game off. I'm a plane. And I suck. So I am currently losing faith in this Pontiac GTO right now, getting like a couple thousand points of this entirety stretch right here. I do come up close, but no cigar for most of these drifts at Ibasu. Like, look at my lines and everything. I am whipping this bad boy around, and I still don't got a high score. I mean, yeah, it's a big car, and it's not Japanese. It's an Australian-American muscle car. What can you do about it? I'm sitting sideways, boys in the days, and I'm just trying. Let's see. Ooh, get close to that wall. And then whip this again. High speed bonus. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at that. I'm still getting a lot of scores. Stayed on track. Ooh. 3130. Nice. That's a high score. Finally got a high score at the very end. Finally putting me in the win. What, that was a good 15 minutes? Multi-second event, no problem. Did this in one attempt. Kind of mediocre. Got some 3,000s, some 2,000s, and look at this. Come on, Aki. Do it, dude. Do. Come on, do it. Yeah. Yeah, we got RX-7. And, what? What was that? A Subaru?
Aki Kimura, the Drift King, and the FD!
Yeah, the freaking fire department RX-7, the Efinity model. So we got the E86, something, another same Mazda. How about your buddies? Who are they in? Ah, we don't get to see them, whatever. I did see the RX-7, of course, that's Aki, and the Corolla E86 that in the game, this guy has got like 180 horsepower, so he barely tuned the frickin' 4G83, which I think that is the engine used in the E86, the Corolla.
Maybe Cooper's saving his best stuff for later. He's just playing it too safe today.
Yeah, I'm safe like some safe sex, dude. So the Toge version right here, the narrow-ass streets right here, which I think it's what's called at Ibasu, or to say 2-lane narrow-ass road. I do get some sick lines in and drifts and all that good stuff, and did get a score of around 4,031 points, so above 4,000. Now that's my personal best. And Tokyo Dockyard, don't expect nothing here at the GTO because I did get scores at under 2,000 and not being able to get around like a 3,000, 2,500 or all that stuff. So I just pretty much put this to the side until I get a better drift car. So still doing super promotion events. We got a guy in a Lotus here. Take note of him later on with this segment. I passed you. Hey look, it's Satoshi, the founder of Bitcoin. So the Bitcoin founder, which I'm constantly looking back, which you pretty much have to look back, like I said, there's no rearview mirrors, so cut you off, he's in a Subaru Impreza. So still in a semi-stock 911 Turbo up in here, top speed 237 miles per hour, Satoshi's gonna pretty much average 250 the entirety of the stretch here of Texas World Speedway, the former NASCAR Speedway turned into subdivision complex, which is unfortunately the fate of this here former track. So Rudy is still in his 911 Turbo, the laugh at the bank like ha car at the G-Effect races going against Ray Krieger. And Satoshi, well, he's going to come up on my ass during the third and fourth lap. And look at Brandon in that Lotus right here. Just look at his times and his position on the track. And here he is. Final lap. Come, go. Did I lap him? Hold on, did I lap him? So after further review, it seems like I did beat him, or not necessarily that, came super duper close, just met him at the line. Let me know down below if I did successfully lap him or no. Alright, so about an hour of doing all the rest of these super promotion races, I do finally unlock my third Showdown event at the Autobahn ring, which this final Showdown event will trigger Ryo Watanabe to just say, come at me, bro.
I'd be very surprised if I had to race it.
Yep, you're gonna race me really soon, buddy. So the Showdown events were just way too easy. And look, here's Ryo. What to do, buddy? Look at him making that sick right-hand turn. And comes right on my face, maybe a good 1.5 feet away from his bumper. Dude, social distance, please. 6 feet. Maybe a good 6 feet from driver to driver position, but car to car wise, like front bumper to front bumper, back up, dude. So part 1 of taking down Ryo, I have to do a speed challenge, a wheelie competition run, a top speed run, half a mile drag, and a speed challenge at Nevada. Since I know Ryo is not going to play any games, he is going to be like literally a thorn on my side because, well, he's the Showdown King. He's good at everything, right? And second of all, look at this dude do a freaking reverse 180. Look at reverse. Meow. This dude's a badass. Ryan Cooper can't do that if you make a sequel version of this game like Need for Speed ProStreet 2, and you take down Ryan Cooper. Imagine that. But Black Box no longer exists, so that's never gonna happen. So Ryo at speed races, so he is kind of get on me for a while, then I kind of like get in front of him, like brake check him, cut him off, and he backs way up, and pretty much every 20 seconds he gets right on my back bumper. But fortunately, I do stay in front, just barely stayed in front, to get in front of Ryo and take the win at this race in Nevada. Oops. But he did get a wheelie distance of 697 feet. Ooh, this is gonna take a while. So I have to restart. I got 688 feet, but his 670. Ooh, this is really close. If I would have tried hard and got my 4 GT or something, I would have smoked this dude. I had no worries. 683. I'm 5 feet in front. I'm a whole human's friggin' height away from him. 649. Oh no, this is gonna be bad. He's gonna pull right here. Yes, 586. I win. So for the top speed runs, literally no problemo. So doing a drag race at Nevada, especially the wide open highways in Nevada with the Supra, it's not gonna happen. I have to use my Subi because it's all-wheel drive, it's a lot more stable, and well, it's Danny Krieger's car from that mid-budget film, Born to Race. So at the final speed race at Nevada, I spoke Rio by 20 seconds. Where are you at, buddy? So now we're going to Tokyo. And Tokyo consists of a time attack, a drift event, sector shootout, another drift, and a grip race. So doing a time trial run is not too bad. So he's in front of me as of right now. I do win with my 43-second time versus his 45-second time. About almost a perfect 2-second difference. So a drift. No way, Jose. 1,500-ish points versus 26. I need a drift car. So I do pick another Nissan 240 SX. I didn't transfer the one I have for my grip races because I want to keep Ryan Cooper's livery from the prelude of getting into Battle Machine. So I decided to buy the S13. I do want to paint up a little bit by getting a different color up in here. Let's say a dark, like, navy blue color. And on top of that, I stage 3 every part from the engine to the drivetrain to the turbocharger, the suspension, the brakes, except for stage 1 tires because I have to get this sideways. So let's do a random drift race. So how will the S13 work at Tokyo Dockyards? Because, well, I need to know how this works. And speaking of Tokyo Dockyards, I am going against Aki Kimura yet again at Tokyo. That is a janky red line. Is this from Most Wanted or Underground? I know this car is a lot smaller, lighter, and more slidey car-y compared to Pontiac. So in this score, god damn, 3,561 points. Babe, look at my lines, look at that. Compared to Pontiac, I'll probably get like 22 or something. Like, how is this possible? Second score, now a personal best of 45-29, smoking these dudes out the water. And pretty much the entirety and the rest of Tokyo Dockyards and everybody else in general is where I pretty much smoked everybody by like 3,000 or 4,000 points. Okay, right about here, okay. Okay, here we go, got something going here, and oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! 4,000, 5,000, look at this, 6,000, 7,000, 7,500, I'm out the line, 7,601 points! Jesus, dude! He totaled his car, Takeshi Sato, for the Apex Glide team. How the hell did I manage to get over 7,600 points by making that corner? 12,601 points, like a freaking high-speed grip race victory or a speed challenge completed. And I win. Yay. And stage 3 NOS from the 240. I just bought that. Okay. Ooh, nice one. Nice. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Look at the score. Look at the score. Oh my god. 63. 6,410. Another glitchy score right there. I just booted these guys out the radar at my final run by half that score.
Oh no, what do we have here?
I have your mom. Look at that. Well, look at your mom. Look, that's your mom. So for my first drift run against Aki, we're back in the GTO with the same body kit. Maybe a similar body kit to the React Team Sessions one without the livery. So it does have some engine upgrades, turbo upgrades, all that stuff, and... Yeah, dude, look at him, he's just going sideways. I never seen this before in my life. It's a freaking UFO, oh my god. This is literally J-Mac in a nutshell, the freaking announcer. So my first corner in the GTO that's got some stage 3 upgrades, some stage 2s, maybe stage 3 engine, drivetrain, and a couple other upgrades too. So, off-center? Damn it. So I'm starting to get used to this car yet again, and I'm still dominating. Am I gonna get in first place? What's his average scores around like what I got in other drift events or what? If things don't go out my way, then I will choose the 240 SX to get on his level or even beyond his level. So I'm still dominating. I got 3,000 points, went off track. Weird line. Let's just farm a little bit. 3130 against his 3268. Ooh, boy, he's gonna be a toughie. Alright, I restarted. I screwed up many times. I had to restart, so new score, 3346. 2792. He's a little inconsistent, but I don't buy it. Nice, 4,023, and now that's a better score, 3,260. Ooh, that would've been close to my first round score. Horrible third rounder, and I beat him. So a sloppy first rounder at the very end, a 35-28, smoking him by a few hundred points. And it pretty much stays like that as I get in the low 2000s for a second and third round. He got a 31-42. That's not good enough versus his 32-87 for his second round. So about a 300-something point difference. And first attempt of the third race, 34-40. Barely got him by a few hundred points yet again. And sloppy second and third round, so he will get his third round, 32-22. That's his best for his third round, so now I am the Drift King. Now one more king you have to go, which is Ryo Watanabe.
Ryan Cooper has done what no one has been able to do. He's beaten Aki Kimura.
Yeah, I beat Aki Kimura because, well, I jumped on the hood. J-Max says I'd never done this in freaking history. Nice ass. It's in Martin DB9, and I win his RX-7. Now, a rematch against Ryo Watanabe at the Drift event at Tokyo, so with my 240... not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, 3,000 points. Here we go. 3103. He is in second place. Good. Okay, weird final corner entry. So, can I farm? Nope. 3224 against... You bastard. Well, I average around 3,000 points. I do... Okay, good. I stay in front. So, my best first round, 3323. Wait. I just beat him by 35 points. The math adds up to it. Damn. But whatever, I got in first place. So for the next one, Sector Shootout, which I smoke him by a good 800 points. Maybe 700, 800 points right around there, chat. Just like the song of 3,600 points versus his 3,400 points. So 4,600, second run, poor third rounder. I smoked him because, well, if you get over 4,000 points, you're on the safe side. And I believe this is the final race here, this your grip race, so why not choose in the Grip King car once driven by Ray Krieger? Will I be like Ray Krieger or not? Let's see. It's rear-wheel drive with this BMW M3 E92 with a V8 engine, not a V10. And he beats me off the line because he's got all-wheel drive. Like I said, I got rear-wheel drive. Oh, damn. Handling. Unfortunately, second lap, he is still pulling away. Yeah, it's Porsche time. Alright, bring out the Porsche. Let's see what happens. I'm smoking you. Look at that. I'm about to lap your ass. Fourth lap, he's like, I'm about a quarter away from lapping his ass. Now I am the Showdown King and later the Street King. Alright, kids. Ryo, I beat you. I beat freaking Ryo Watanabe, which he says, oh yeah, this Cooper guy, he's... yeah, right, but if I drive against him, well, it's gonna be pretty weird. And look at that. Paul, Joe, and the rest of the crew, Ivan Tarkowski, you're a fake friend, dude. You got no life. Your life is over. Get the hell out of here. Shut down your Twitter account. Do all that stuff. And exactly like J-Max said, where's my name? There's my new card, the Evo 10. I am the brand new Showdown King of this game. So here's the Lance. Ooh, $300,000. God damn. And right there, got all the kings, so here's this cutscene if you beat all the kings. Defeated all kings, which will later become the new Street King. Look at remote control car, another couple of remote control cars, and a big Grand Cooper. Look at them arrows go over the place as I am the new Street King. And that right there is pretty much the end of the game right here. So going over to career overview, I'm at 74%, and right there goes my Ryan Cooper initials and my name and the Street King title right there, right by my name. So yeah, I logged about 16 hours worth of video footage trying to beat this in one single playthrough while keeping this almost like a documentary and review type of video going on right here, rather than just doing like 20, 30 parts of trying to be the Street King. After beating all the 5 kings to become the Street King, the main part of the career is over. I didn't finish all the rest of the events in the game after defeating Ryo. Since we're all finished with the game, let's go review all the former kings in the game. Starting out with the worst king of all, you obviously know it's the Grip King, Ray Krieger. Getting invited by G-Effect to take him down was no sweat, except for struggling in the Golf GTI and the Corvette in a few events. However, he did get beaten by a fricking Nissan 240 SX against his BMW M3 E92. Not only that, he ended up totaling his own car by himself, and he's very slow for what he's worth. The second worst king in my opinion is Nate Denver. Just like the grip races, getting into Nitrocide events was too easy. no matter if I'm driving the Dodge Viper or an Audi S4. And on top of that, he managed to get beaten in my Audi against his 1965 Pontiac GTO. Like Ray Krieger, he's somewhat slow and disappointing for a king, especially a speed king. The third worst king, I'll pick Karol Monroe. Whether you call him or her a drag king, more like a drag queen. Competing against Karol was kind of a threat for both the wheelie competition, but not a whole lot on the quarter and half-mile drags. I managed to pull myself together and win Karol's Mustang with the Subaru and Toyota Supra. The fourth worst king in my books is the Drift King, Aki Kimura. Some of his noise bomb drift events were a pain in the ass, especially at Tokyo Dockyards with the Pontiac GTO, the modern one. I ended up using the 240SX for later competitions and took down the king in the GTO with the score margins being around 400 points on average while winning against him. Also, imagine losing to an Australian-American muscle car that's no longer in production. If this video gets 100,000 likes, I'll buy out Pontiac from General Motors. The best king I faced off in terms of difficulty is the one and only Ryo Watanabe. Going against him was quite challenging in some events. It was close in most races, but I ended up beating him no matter what. Even if I'm on the track, drifting around, drag racing, or on the highway, I ended up beating him and becoming the new Showdown king. Also, how does Ryo drift in an all-wheel drive Lancer Evo 10? So that'll do it with Need for Speed ProStreet for the PS2. For those who are interested in this type of content, please be sure to like and subscribe so you won't miss out on any videos like this in the future, such as my playthroughs in sim racing, and also check out my social media down in the description below. So this is TRIZE rising up, and signing out.